Peace. Peace to all the gods and the goddesses. How y'all doing out there? Peace. BTV. Back up at y'all again. Couple of things I wanna comment on. What we talking about? Right now, I'm focusing on the sports world right now, and it's two things. Well, it's one big story out there now concerning Aaron Rodgers, right? And then there was a situation that happened last week regarding Henry Ruggs III, right? And I would like to send my condolences to um, the young lady that lost her life in that accident. And so when I'm balancing out, you know what I'm saying? Both stories, Aaron Rodgers, and then you have Henry Ruggs, right? What is the most tragic about which story? And when I sit back, and let's a lot of people have done it. I don't condone drinking and driving, okay? But if I'm not mistaken, if you watch a game, whether it's a basketball game, whether it's a football, baseball game, what's the number one thing that you're probably going to see? You're going to see some type of alcohol commercial. Hennessy, the spirit of the NBA. That's what we're. So 9 out of 10, those people that's attending those games, what are they doing? They're drinking and driving. Okay. So what are we talking about here? Now I know some people might say, well, that was last week and this is this week. But what we can do is we can talk about that issue and we can fix that issue. Okay? We can fix that issue. We can fix the issue of drinking and driving. At least try. Just because at the end of a commercial it has drink responsibly. What about the liquor stores next to elementaries or some type of school? So what is the big story? The big story should be, of course, in my world, right? Preventing drinking and driving. That young man lost his career, maybe going to jail. And even if he doesn't go to jail, he still has to live with. Somebody lost their life behind him doing something irresponsible. Why not remind that to the world? But it doesn't matter. National Purge Day is coming up. Thanksgiving. First annual purge. Or the day after Thanksgiving, I should say. I'm everywhere on because I feel it. I feel like this is about to be a dark winter. And of course, all winters are dark and cold. But this winter is about to be real, real, real different from last winters. People, it is time to unite. It's time to unite. It's time to have those uncomfortable conversations. It's time to sit up here and get rid of the excess fat that's been holding us back. And we can do it together. How so? We have to examine everything that is making us feel negative. We have to examine everything that's making us feel bad. Food, music, social media. Let's sit up here and let's take a trip and let's examine these things. What positive music are you hearing on the radio right now? Do you hear any positive music? Are they playing insecure music? Side nigga, side woman music? What are they trying to capture? When you're listening, what type of movies? Fantasy movies? Love stories? Look at the food. Are you eating something that's healthy? Let's examine these things, because these things, as you can see, is holding us back because we are gods. So, we are powerful and we don't understand our power. We keep going to them for the power when all the power is inside of us. We have everything inside of us. The Creator, the grand architect, created this beautiful, beautiful place. And yet everything that we need is right here. It's inside of us. Now, however you interpret that, that's how you interpret it. But we have everything that we need. And yet we're still falling for the same banana in the tailpipe. Literally. The banana in the tailpipe. What has changed? In the past 2 years, what has changed? Besides the mask, I'm talking about what has changed. They're cracking down on a lot of things. And the crackdown is only going to come even more. There's things in our community that we have to start addressing. And one of the main problems in our community, in the urban community, is the over excess of alcohol, drugs, sex, murder. Those things, and we're seeing that. You can't go on any, whether you go on Netflix, Hulu, Peacock, it's gory. The movies are gory. Sex is selling. Murder is selling. And here we go, back to the original Purge Day. How can us black folks that were already here on this side of the Western Hemisphere, how can we sit up here and celebrate Thanksgiving. My son's birthday is on Thanksgiving. I'm actually throwing a party for him on this Saturday. But I will not, I cannot, I'm not a fan of celebrating Thanksgiving. Because the next day, I've said this before, the next day, the pilgrims did what? To the natives of this land. So we're celebrating our purge day. And then the next day, y'all about to go purge each other in Walmart, Target, Toys R Us, wherever y'all about to purge each other again. I said again, but yeah, y'all about to go purge each other. So it is a weird, it's not weird, but you can, the feeling is just a little bit off right now because you got a lot of agendas, or the agenda that's trying to be put in motion, the agenda that's trying to be put in motion right now is slowly but surely, it's right there. It's right there. So I say this, I say these things because, like I said, there's something holding our culture back. Holding our culture back from seeing their true purpose, seeing the reality of things. And it's not that we cannot see, we can see. The mind is playing a game. And while the mind is also playing that game, it's blocking the awareness away. So you can see it's just awareness. The awareness of life. The awareness of all these things coming, all these events. The awareness of the timing, the day. All these things, they're all playing a part. And it's time for us not to play a part, and time to grab life by the horns. Right now, everybody is going through a spiritual fight. Why do I say that? Well, there's things that your spirit, you that's in here, that's right up in here, you, we've been forced to pick a side or forced to live and to think a certain way. When you wake up, you understand that that force never had you. The generation above us played their part. The generation and so forth, until what we think we know and what's been passed down is not necessarily tradition. It's not tradition that's been passed down. It's their way of thinking that's been passed down. We forgot our way of thinking. And now that our way of thinking, our ancestors is waking us up, some of us is woke, a lot of us is woke. Now we have to come together. And you have a lot of brothers and sisters out there teaching positivity. It's not about gossip. It's not about hearsay. It's about true knowing of oneself, about looking deep within and finding yourself and finding your purpose. It's about you experiencing life as a human, as a God. You know, I'm not on here to push a religion. I'm on here to open the minds. In the next couple of weeks, I plan on actually, one of the things that I love to do is writing. And I'm going to write a poem. I'm going to write a poem on here, a live poem, or the stages of how to write a poem. That's something that I'm going to sit up here and do. But just what's being, I don't watch the news, and even sports news is now becoming tainted with a different type of narrative. It's not about sports. It's more about, it's not about sports. There's no, right now we have to find a leader and stand behind the leader. And the leader that is actually teaching what he or she is actually living. And we have to follow that, and there are so many, there is. But because we have came up into competition to where if you see somebody else, if you see the next brother doing something, then one becomes jealous, right? Does that sound familiar? Anybody that reads the Bible? Jealous? We become jealous, right? And then when we become jealous, we tend to sit up here and competition becomes, it becomes way more about, the competition becomes too deep. And it's now not about competition, about who can best uphold the people. It's about other things. The competition that we have, you know, as we was all kids. And I don't know about you, but my class did a list from like 1 with the boys, 1 to 10, to see who was the strongest and who was the weakest, who was the fastest, who was the slowest. It's the same concept as almost, you know, you're being outside on you're about to go play basketball or football, and what happens? Everybody wants to pick the good person first, and then you go down to the last person, like our own hood draft, right? That we do. Every time we want to pick teams, I got this person, but it's based off of their skill. That competition that we have, to outdo the other person, especially in the sports, oh my God. That is, you know, that's damn near worldwide, that competition. we're competing, and that competitive nature, when not harnessed in the correct way, that negative nature then turns into hate. Because now you're hating that that person is doing everything that you can do, but you have to work a little bit hard. And sometimes people, us black people, we don't want to practice. Practice? Come on, man. Like I said, we is something that is being felt. It is. I hope, you know, um, that this conversation, I'm having it, by myself, talking to a computer. Sometimes it's hard, if and I don't have a list. So this might seem like I'm all over the place. Sometimes I come in here and I have a list and I know what I'm going to talk about. Today, I didn't make a list. I just went for it. So like I said, this might sound all over the place. I'm pretty sure it does, and I'm not going to edit it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to edit this, but I want us to think. And in the next couple of weeks, I plan on, I told y'all this last year. I plan on going to, little field trips or whatever, and I got something big. Hopefully, on the 20th of November. So I'm gonna try to go live. But 20th of November, I'm definitely going, yeah, I don't want to spoil the surprise, but I'm going to do something on November 20th and invite y'all into this as well. So, yeah, I've been on here a little bit, but I plan on doing these one every other day. Well, if I say at least 2 times out the week, 2 to 3 times out the week, and it'll probably be 20 minutes, 30 minutes, no longer. I don't want to go in hella long, you know what I'm saying? But right there, you know what I'm saying? B Hats is coming soon. B Hats is coming soon. I'm building up my own mobile hat store, so be checking on that, and I'm gonna keep y'all updated. But outside of that, I'm about to go. Gods and goddesses, have a good day. Let me do it. Goddesses and gods, have a good day. All right? Peace.